Hey, welcome, and thanks for joining me today. My name is Virginia Jimenez of VirginiaInspires.com, transformational love coach. And today is a great day. It is a mindful Monday moment kind of day. So I've been doing these free guided meditations. They're 10 minutes or less to start your week off with a themed topic. Last week was surrender. This week was all around courage. And before I even go into the word courage and what that means and what the meditation was kind of like today. And by the way, if you're curious about what it was like, feel free to go ahead and join. Just visit VirginiaInspires.com, click that top banner button and you'll be able to enroll yourself into receiving the updates on next week's Mindful Monday moment, as well as receiving a link for the one that occurred this week on courage. And why is this so important? What is the whole point of this whole Mindful Monday moment thing? Especially because I'm focusing on supporting people in their lives in times of changes, in times where they might feel stuck and need clarity, and even more specifically, those that might relate with my story and my own transformation of moving forward in life, moving forward beyond circumstances such as becoming a single mom, such as, feeling doubtful about relationships and pretty much shunning them away from my life at some point. And I don't mean just any relationship. I have lots of relationships. I know lots of people, but more around the lines of romantic relationships and putting up walls around that and feeling comfortable with those walls until one day I wasn't. And along the process of my healing journey, because of my past experience with betrayal, along the healing journey, I found that these moments, I was squaring away time in my mornings just for me, and it was the most impactful part of my day was the morning. It was a gift. It was such a huge gift to give myself space and time to just be by myself, to be with myself only, especially as a mom of 2 kids, by myself with them. The mornings were the best time for me to just give myself the gift of my own attention. And it was also the best way that I could serve the people that loved me and that I love. It was also the best way to be able to go into work and just feel like I already served me first, and now I'm off to complete my mission with everybody else. So that's what Mindful Monday moments are about right now. And it's something that I'm doing for a limited amount of time. I first said that I would end it at the end of this year, but I think I'm going to wait until the end of spring, because this happens to be my favorite time of the year, by the way. October to February, I absolutely love it. If you're in Miami, Florida, you know why. Because the weather is just phenomenal. And while today is actually a hot day, it feels like 90 something. By the way, it's December 3rd. So in some places in the US, there's cold occurring right now. But here, we just had a cold front last week. And so when there is a cold front, when there's cold, it's the best. It's like 60 degree weather. It's amazing. I mean, I'm sorry if you're up north and you're listening to this. My apologies for your circumstance at this moment. Or maybe I shouldn't apologize for it, because again, some of the circumstances that happen in our life that occur, in some ways we have a choice in what we decide to put ourselves in. And maybe the choice is not as bad as we like to look at it, right? So for example, my past situation, it was at that time, 8 years ago, it felt like, why me? Why should this be happening? And I don't want to alter my life. And yet once I surrendered, which was last week's word, to this reality of being a single mom, to this reality that I had altered my, my circle of friends, let's say, because of the circumstance that happened. And it's not that I cut people off. It's more just that it changed. The transitions occurred. Things happened. And even my living situation changed. So lots of things were changing. And while the circumstance why occurred didn't seem fair, it actually was probably the best thing to happen, because in some ways, these choices that we embark on or that are just put on us are not always as bad as we make it out to be. Sometimes we think it's bad just because it doesn't match an expectation. We don't think that it should be that way. We start shitting on ourselves and thinking this should be a different way. What if we allowed the space to just accept it for a bit? Feel it out. See what might be possible if we embrace this new reality, if we embrace this new circumstance. There's probably a million things that you can think of right now in the political frame, in your financial situation, in your work situation, in your friendships, in your in your intimate relationships. What if we sat with what was occurring and saw and tried to see beyond the obstacle and see what's the opportunity in it? What might there be possible there that we're just not paying attention to? What are we not focusing on that we might need to start looking for? Because it's so easy to see the things that we don't want, because that's the thing that we're thinking about. We're thinking about that thing that we don't want. What if we actually tried to see that other stuff? What if we were missing out on this opportunity because we're so focused on the pain of what it should be like? And what if we just released it? You see, the reason there's so much pain around circumstances is because of fear. Because of fear. But if we stepped in with courage, with a feeling of possibility, with a feeling of openness to whatever occurs, what if we actually just sat with it a bit and explored what might be possible there? Now, again, I always like to give disclaimers because I think that many times we like to hear someone speak and say, yeah, that makes perfect sense. But context is always is everything. Actually, context is everything. And so I'm going to tell you that, to try the information on that I've shared with you, but don't hold it as a solid ground. And in fact, do that same thing with everything else that you encounter, because there's so much information out there that we want to be mindful. We want to see how this fits for me. You want to see how this information fits for you and your circumstance. And my circumstances, what I've expressed right now, does not always fit everybody's circumstance. And what I mean by that is, example, I might be telling you to see how it fits, but what if you're in a situation where there's abuse? I wouldn't encourage you to see how it fits. So you have to assess what is that next step for you. And I think that that's what Mindful Monday Moments are about. It's not so much about the theme of it, surrendering and courage. It's about the practice of listening, of silencing ourselves, not speaking, but rather sensing. Practicing that sense of listening to what wants to come forth in our lives at this time. What is the inner whisper occurring right now that's churning within you, saying, what is it communicating to you? What is it saying? And are we listening to it? So I ask you, will you courageously step into the space of some silence just to listen to the inner guru in you? Join me. And if you haven't joined me just yet for another Mindful Monday moment, be sure to visit my website at virginiainspires.com. For all of my newsletter, just click on the link to the bottom right and sign up. And if not, you just want Mindful Monday Moments, be sure to click the top link and you will join the list. I'll send you this week's Mindful Monday Moment, and you'll receive an update for the future one. So I look forward to connecting with you. My name is Virginia Jimenez, Transformational Love Coach. Many blessings, much love and light to all of you. Take care.